Welcome to Delvin's Room. We got to talk about this one today. Welcome to Delvin's Room. This shit is real right now, right? So, I'm sure some of y'all heard by now. If you haven't, the interview with Jay-Z's alleged victim has come out, and it was on ABC or NBC, one of those DCs, right? And that interview really hurt your man Tony Busby's case. Now, most of us already figured that case was bullshit, and it wasn't really a case, you feel me? But after that interview with the girl, and she admits, as a victim, she admits to inconsistencies in her story. She admits this. So, if she admits this, right, she had to tell Tony Busby at some point the inconsistencies. And he still took the case. Which is funny, he still took the case knowing about the inconsistencies. The story of a 13-year-old from Alabama. So this is where the story gets inconsistent at. She's a 13-year-old from Alabama or Rochester, New York. So we getting two different where she's from and where just how she came about. So that's one thing right there, right? We don't know if she's from Rochester, New York, or she's from Alabama, right? So that's one thing right there, right? So, 13-year-old from Alabama or Rochester, New York, somehow has a 20-year-old friend. Who is this 20-year-old friend? We need to know. But somehow this 13-year-old has a 20-year-old friend that can drive. And the 20-year-old friend drives the 13-year-old friend all the way to New York from Rochester, New York. She drives her all the way to New York to the VMAs in 2000. Not only did she drive the 13-year-old to the VMAs, the 13-year-old somehow got into the highly secured VMAs amongst all type of stars. I'm sure with some politicians there too. So you have this 13-year-old that somehow snuck past all these security guards, had a 20-year-old friend that we don't know nothing about the friend to get to the VMAs. And not only did she get to the VMAs, she got drinks. A 13-year-old was drove by a 20-year-old for 5 hours to the highly secure VMAs amongst all these stars, possibly some politicians, and she was able to get drunk. And somehow, this is the year 2000, Jay-Z is huge, somehow this 13-year-old gets drunk, drives for 5 hours with a 20-year-old friend, and 20-year-old friend leaves. We don't know nothing about a 20-year-old friend no more. But somehow, that 13-year-old end up in a room with Jay-Z and Diddy. That case was bogus from the beginning. Now, the inconsistencies is coming out, because now the question is, who's the 20-year-old friend? Who's the 20-year-old friend? Who's the, it's a lot going on here. So, yeah, Tony Busby overestimated himself in this case. I think Jay-Z is going to go home free. I think this is one of the dumbest cases I've ever heard. Where's the friend? And then, after so-called she got raped, after she gets raped, she escapes somehow, ends up at a gas station, and her father magically appears, and they drive off like nothing happened. And don't speak about it for another 20 years. That's fucking stupid. I can't believe they even took that case I can't even believe they took that kid. That's just fucking stupid. You telling me no. He has a 20-year-old friend. A 20-year-old friend drove up. Okay, where's the friend? The father. Here's another thing that hurts the case. The father says he doesn't remember this. So now you dealing probably with a mentally ill person that wants to see Jay-Z go down. And Tony Busby, I mean, I think for him the satisfaction of this whole thing is that it's taking Jay-Z's name through the mud. I personally think that's all it is. You take Jay-Z's name through the mud. Now, forever and ever, Jay-Z's name will be associated to rape with a 13-year-old. Even though I believe this is going to be dismissed, I think the judge is going to look at this bullshit and be like, it just is what it is. She's already lying. You already have this so-called victim lying. If I was Jay-Z, and I hope Jay-Z does this, I hope he sue the shit out of Tony Busby. I hope he sue that motherfucker. Because he just lied on something so horrendous. And now you have an inconsistent victim. You have the two witnesses. One witness said the shit never happened. A dad. And the other 20-year-old, where's your 20-year-old friend? That's the only other person you could have. Your 20-year-old friend that drove you for 5 hours. So where is that person at? You know, I think this was a money grab. And I think it was really to just smear Jay-Z's name. Because Jay-Z's name will now always in history be associated with a rape of a 13-year-old. That shit right there, it's just fucked up right there. Just to have your name associated with that, you know? Just to have your name associated with rape and crime, it's crazy. So, you know, it is what it is. I feel like, you know, Jay gonna sue them. I hope he sues him, and I hope he get that motherfucker every guy. Hit him up. Hit him up like Tupac. Get him in the goddamn legal system. Play his game with him. Yeah, man. So that's my thoughts on that, man. I'm gonna check with y'all later. Not. It was wrong, baby.